Hello, and here we are at the end of the first rollout day for the new Business Insights format. I'm Pete Allison, and we've got this great joint venture partnership that we've got with Riverax Media, with Ryan and Xander. And boy, has it been a journey for the last 6 months, which I'm sure these two will talk about in a minute. But before we do that, I want to introduce Nick. So Nick Cole Photography.
Correct.
And Nick has joined us as a strategic partner in what we're doing. Nick is a stills photographer primarily. I'm sure there are lots of other skills in your armoury, but that's what you're here for. And the reason we're doing this is because we realise that bringing stills photography into this gives it a more rounded, further dimension, as well as the video side that these guys are for. So Nick, do you want to just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Pete, thanks for inviting me today. And it's been a great day. And I think the Patch has been a fantastic venue to work in as well, hasn't it? But it's been great, I think, to complement the video work that these guys do. As a photographer, I'm looking for those moments, capturing behind the scenes, looking at the interactions between the guests and the presenters, and kind of supporting these guys as well, and actually capturing some of the video in action as well. These guys are often behind the camera, so it's
now I've seen that.
It's nice to actually capture some shots of them actually doing their work.
I really enjoy getting the action shots of you. It's like you're lining it up, and I'm just like, here we go.
We had a gimbal fight off earlier on as well.
and I was involved in a conversation earlier. So if you're taking the photo of them, taking the video of that, so who's taking the photo of it?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think, joking aside, what that gives us as a feel and gives all of the organisers. So we've got lots of exhibitors and content providers and sponsors, and all of that creates a live sense of feel of what's going on, and that's just incredibly valuable. And it feeds what we've been doing. Now, we three who've been working on this, I've got my perspective on it. It's been great working with you guys. Obviously, ahead of the Business Insights thing, we were working together a couple of years when you were working with what we did do with the shows, and that's kind of what led one thing to another. What we've never had a chance to do is get that story concisely from your side. So I'm intrigued. We've really been on this for probably a little over 6 months. Where is it at for you guys?
After you.
Concisely, huh?
Wait a minute.
Wait, if we need
documentary storyteller over here.
What's the question?
Brilliant. So listen, I know I've lived through my side of it, and as I said, it's been great working with you guys, and we've been working for years on the shows. It's only since really the tail end of last year when I had a sort of accidental conversation with Xander and tripped over the fact that you've got a background in YouTube and video, and we created this Business Insights thing over the pandemic, which I'd say no more, but we ended up with stuff that was online and international. We kind of came to the end of its journey when the pandemic came back together, but it's always been a little thing in the back of my head that we could do something with that. I just never quite worked out how to do it, and it's only the conversation we had at the South Gloucester Business Show in October that made it all fall into place. And since then, we started by going, well, we could record a bit of content of the shows, and it's moved to we're pivoting the whole flipping thing around. So from your end, fascinated. What's your side of that story?
Well, absolutely. And part of the deal was we had been talking about trying to develop more educational content anyway. And so we're big thinkers about like the free share of information, right? We like teaching people things. As soon as I learn something, I'm calling him. I'm like, mate, I learned this thing. You got to hear about it. Like we're big about that. So that was one of the benefits of shows. Working with you was always that educational content. You go to the talks, you go to the round tables, the panel discussions, and that was great. Talking with you, saying, well, after the show ends, it's a shame that so ends that content as well. And so when we started getting into it, I think we got a little excited there. It's like, actually, this could be something cool. This is cool, kind of go almost like a little TED Talks type of a thing. What could we create here? And then it's been great fun also, working with idea people and creatives and saying, oh, what if we did this? And Xander and I do a thing called Yes And a lot. We borrow that from the improv world, and so when we have an idea, we try never to shoot it down. It's like, all right, well, yes, and how could we do that? And you just keep doing it forward. I think we found that with you. Sometimes it's a yes, but it's like, we can do that. However, it might be a challenge. We'll shelf that for a later thing. But ultimately, it's been exciting to be like, hey, I've got this idea, and everybody's like, all right, cool, let's explore that. Let's see how that works. And it's a great team to be working with. And that's been a lot of fun.
And that's exactly how Business Insights developed, from just me and you chatting quickly about YouTube. You want to do is like, just kind of like podcasty things. So it's great when you get the brief of podcasty things, because it gives you the opportunity to expand it so much. Just today, we filmed 4 panel discussions, all of which are going to become full podcasts. But from that, we get multiple little short snippets and clips from all of that. But we've also been interviewing the exhibitors, the panelists outside of the panel, the facilitators, people just in the wider audience to keep on talking about, we talked about this and it was great. And it's like, we're hoping to go this direction with this thing here. And it's gone from just 4 podcasts to something much, much larger. And of course, bringing in Nick to be able to see it from another perspective as well, it's just building the multimedia side of things. So, and 4 conversations.
And I think it's really interesting the point you make there about creating content and then repurposing content.
Yes.
I often talk to my clients about, you might actually set up this project because you want to create website content, but you can use it on LinkedIn, you can use it in press and brochures. And this, the media can be used in so many different ways. And I think the more we can communicate that to our client base.
And from a programming side, as we've seen this podcast thing go, because obviously the programming side is what I tend to look at. And talking to our content partners and going back to what you said there, Ryan, about, we do a thing for a show and then it's over, and actually turning around to the content partners and saying, actually, we could do this as a series of 6. It suddenly takes something which is a great little short conversation that we've had in the past and turns it into a much more considered thing, which has got a great story behind it. So that's what we've seen draw. And today, I've been knocking around kind of as you do, and because of what we're doing and because of the story of what we're doing, I've had, I think, 4 different conversations today about people who are going, we could do this. And you're going, well, we could.
People have gotten very inspired by what's happened here, and now they want to be a part of the conversation. They want to join the conversation that we've only just started having.
So do you think they're seeing the potential of
I know full well the
content that you've created today?
I think if any of one of those 4 situations had been not in a busy environment where we're all trying to get something done, it had been actually in a concerted then it might have gone a lot further, and we might end up walking away working on the first side of what we're doing. So I think it's always difficult to say. When we develop this programming, people get very excited very quickly, and then they suddenly realise actually what's involved in doing that, a combination of that thinking, and then turning that thinking into the story, and then introduce production, and then because the fact that the USP that we have, of course, is that we're recording everything that we turn into a podcast in live location. The validation of that with a live audience and a live panel. So, in this world of fake news and easy social media stuff, won't go into all of that. Most podcasting, very credible, I'm not knocking it at all, but you do have 1 or 2 individuals, and you're putting your faith in those individuals, and there's nothing wrong with that, unless it's a disaster area, obviously. But what I've realised is what we're doing here, because we've got a live audience and because we've got a live panel, each of whom know what they're talking about, you're never going to fake that. It is what it is, and if somebody says something stupid, it's going to get challenged by the panel and by the audience. So actually, as you come out the other end of it, you've got a really validated conversation, and and people are recognising that. So it's very important.
Very excited where this is going to go. I mean, this is just day 1.
And I know you guys have got all sorts. Last year at the Gloucester Business Show, we beamed. So Jeffrey Clifford, we had him here in person today. We beamed him in. We had 4 other people. So we know we've got the ability and capability to bring people into a conversation from outside, and we know we've got the capability. You've got the capability to live stream something out. So when you expand that one, you suddenly realise we could be sat in Kuala Lumpur. I say that because we have a partner in Kuala Lumpur. Let's not go there.
That's a little teaser for later.
But the world has become a very small place.
Well, it has. And here in Kuala Lumpur, we could have 2 people in on video. We could be doing something there. We could transmit. We could be doing a little simple thing that has actually got a global reach. So, who knows? So great.
Stay tuned, right?
Let's see where it all goes.
Exactly.
Thanks,
the start of the journey.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Join the conversation.
Business Insights.
That's my line.
Is that your outtake?
You never quite know with these guys.